I have nothing to say except it's over. So that was a really depressing start. it's just how I feel. I absolutely love this film, but it's over now. Like, everything is over. The Middle-earth saga is gone. It's finished. It's kind of depressing in a way. And then to make it worse, they actually released a song called The Last Goodbye by Pippin. Thanks for that. I mean, yay. Everyone feels sad enough. So let's just jump in. Obviously this is a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the film, do not watch this. It is still in cinemas. Just go buy a ticket or something, go watch it. Or just wait for it to come out in Blu-ray. The Hobbit doesn't take that long to come out in Blu-ray. I think it's a couple of months. So just throw this away, keep this on the watch later list or something like that. Right, so let's continue on with what's happening. So we start off and we get our attack on Lake Town, which was spoiled in the trailers. Of course it was! Which defeated the whole purpose of the Lake Town cliffhanger in the last film. I wasn't sure where it was going to get destroyed or whether Bard was going to somehow rush to get out and save it, but no! Lake Town's pretty much destroyed. People survive, that's something I guess, but yeah, it was spoiled. Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that it was spoiled. I mean, I would have happily watched it. I wouldn't have felt cheated or anything. It's just irritating how they spoiled it. Fair enough. All they had to do was just focus on the bits like outside of Lake Town, like what they do with the TV shows. Say, and like Doctor Who or something, say one of the companions is in danger of dying. They don't show you the companion in the actual trailer. They show you like, the Doctor or something like that, and the villains. They don't show you that because it doesn't hint at how they get out, and you don't even know if they will get out. That's what they should have done here, but no. So we also see Thorn, and Thorn's being corrupted by gold, and Bilbo's like, Keely, Feely, and other guys, go, do not come here. But no, they don't listen, and yeah. And Thorn sees like everybody coming towards like Erebor, and he's just like, right, let's build everything. So yeah, now he's created a little fortress for himself. Well done, Thorn. But yeah, he's crazy, so we're allowed to sort of, yeah. And you think that maybe this is because of the Arkenstone, but no, this is actually for the gold. He's desperate to find the Arkenstone as well, but all the gold he's given for himself, he doesn't want to part without anything. And which is horrible, especially when you realise the people of Lake Town have literally just lost all their homes thanks to him. And Bard doesn't actually want him to like hand him everything or even compensate for the homes that were destroyed. He just wants the bargain that he made with Lake Town in order to get the gold, in order to actually go with weapons and stuff like that to Erebor. But Thorn refuses, and this is all down to Crazy Thorn, and we get Crazy Thorn stuff. And which it's horrible, especially when you see he starts judging everybody else, and he thinks that everybody else is against him, and he starts going up to Bilbo. He's just like, somebody's trying to betray me. I can tell. They have the Arkenstone. So obviously we then continue on. We find out all the armies then start coming towards, and the elves start. They're working with Man, with the people of Lake Town. So they then march towards. They give them time because they want the deal. Bart tries to reason with Thorn, but Thorn doesn't have it. He just says no. So what Bilbo goes and gives the Arkenstone to not Legolas' father, of course he does. So they use that to try and make Thorn see reason. But you see that Thorn's so far gone that he doesn't even believe that's the real Arkenstone. He thinks that they're all tricking him, and then Bilbo then has to tell him that it's not, and that he gave it to him, which, well, that goes as well as you think. Thorn then tries to kill Bilbo. Yay! So then all the dwarfs team up and sort of pull Thorn away, and then send Bilbo back down to Gandalf, who's also appeared. Sorry. So Bilbo's there, and basically that's when the elves are ready to start their attack, when suddenly an army comes from the east. Or is it the west? The east, I think. Sorry, it's different angles and stuff like that. Army sounds from the east sounds better anyway. Get led by none other than Billy Connolly. Of course, if you watched my actual review for it, you knew I was talking about like something about Scotland. Yeah, this is pretty much it. Everyone sums up Scotland perfectly. Right there. Especially when you realise he's a dwarf. So this is the thing, Scottish stereotypes, best thing ever. It's like people can get angry with British stereotypes, in which they're all nice and proud and like that, or the American ones which they're incredibly fat. You get all these stereotypes, but then you go to the Scottish stereotypes and they're like the best thing ever, because we're so over the top when we're stereotyped, because it's like with this barbaric, campy reason. It's so much fun to just watch. So yeah. So we get that, and I like how Gandalf just turns around to Bilbo and just said, I always found Thorin to be more reasonable. And then if Thorin's going crazy, you're just like, yeah, they have no hope. And pretty much all that happens is, the elves say something, they don't even declare war, and Billy Connolly's obviously looking for war at this point. I can't remember exactly what he says, but they just say something that, if misinterpreted, could become something, and they're just like, you hear that, they're wanting war, and then they just fire at them. But just as that's about to happen, orcs come with worms, which actually never appear. The worms appear, but they never actually help with the battle. So then they've got a massive orc army, and so the dwarves and the elves team up together and they fight the orcs, and Thorin goes back into hiding in his little cave. Yeah, it's pretty much a cave now. But Dwalin then speaks to Thorin, and Thorin then pretty much just tells Dwalin to get out before he kills him. And you can tell in his eyes though that he is serious. He's just like, I'm going to kill him. So he obviously tells him to go. And then this is when you got this moment in which Thorin then starts thinking and piecing it together, and you see him when he starts falling into the gold, so you can see that he knows that his greeds became too much, and it's just amazing. Thorin then realises, right, I need to help, so he wanders out, and he's where you got Keely, and Keely's just like, I will not sit back while our friends fight our battles for us. And then Thorin's just like, we shall fight. And then they just remove everything, remove the barrier, and then just go and charge, and it's amazing. It is. It's glorious. And then we get this moment in which Thorin and Billy Connolly are fighting together, and it's... yeah. So we got that little battle, but... and I think they take some sheep. I don't know where they're sheep or what. And anyway, they ride through the battlefield and they go up to this little icy area in order to fight the White Orc. And, well, that goes as well as you think it is. It's a trap. Oh. And Legolas and the female elf, which I can't remember the name of. Turiel, I think it actually... yeah, it's Turiel. Turiel then also fights. So you get this whole battle, and there's barely any orcs. So Thorin sends Keely and Feely to look around when Feely gets captured by the White Orc, and you just see the White Orc, and you just stab someone, and you're just like, oh my god. It's like, you know that this is the beginning of the end. You know that he's not the first one to go. That he's not going to be the last one to go. And at that point, it's just like, you just see Keely's pain as he notices it. And Turiel then fights the big, I think it's Borg or something. He's the massive orc that Legolas fought in the second film, which made it bleed, and then Legolas now just goes, oh no you didn't. And then he just charges after him on his horse. And I never actually know what happened with that. I guess it just didn't catch up. So we continue on, and you see Legolas is on a little balcony thing, which is, he gets up by clinging onto a bat, and it flies on. He's just firing at everyone, all the orcs and everything. So he saves Thorin a couple of times, but then he notices that Turtle's actually in trouble, so he goes to fire. It turns out he has no arrows. So he then tries to go to her, and then we get this fight between him and her. Him and the big orc. And then sorry. Before that, though, something even crazier happens. Keely then fights the big. Oh, hang on! No, whoa! I'm way ahead. Right, basically Keely dies. And now there's a pretty awesome scene in which they're both like trying to save each other. Like there's points in which Turtle's almost about to die, and then Keely moves him back, and then but eventually Keely just gets stabbed, and so no, it was too much. It didn't have the impact that it should have had, but it still had an impact. I think they were expecting people to really just burst out into tears at that point. It's just like, no! People will just be like, I will avenge you, Keely! But no, that never really happened. But it's fine. Legolas avenges him anyway, he just kills Bog after defying gravity, which was pretty amazing. I was tired when I watched this for the first time. I've seen it twice. But when I first watched it, I was really tired. I was watching it, and even then I could figure out, nah, that's not how gravity works. He just starts stepping on these bits of rock as they're going down, and I was just like, nah. So we get that whole part. And then obviously we've got Thorin, who fights the White Orc. And Thorin takes him out, and the White Orc's under the ground, under the ice, and Thorin just walks over. You can see that he just couldn't let go. He's that full of anger towards the White Orc. That's in the White Orc just he just opens his eyes, fires up into the air, and basically he tries to stab him. Thorin's just holding on. He's just like, no. And you just know that Thorin knows that this is helpless, so he just moves away his sword, and it just goes straight at you. You're just like, no. I knew that was gonna happen. I was just like, no, and you're pretty much hiding at this point. You're just like, I can't deal with this. And yeah, but Thorin uses that to his advantage and stabs him or takes him out, and then we get this whole confession to Bilbo, because Bilbo's there, and that is pretty horrible. And yeah, they're all there. Oh, did I mention the Eagles came? The Eagles came again at a very convenient time as well. They dropped Bearman and Radagast, and they're all just going around on eagles, I guess. Don't know. This is why I give up with the Eagles. So we continue on, and well, after Thorin's gone, yeah, they actually have to. Well, Bilbo says goodbye to the remaining dwarfs, and he leaves, but he finds out that his house has actually been auctioned, everything's been auctioned, and he's just like, nope, this is not happening. And he takes everything back, and it's when you finally get this moment in which Bilbo finally says that Thorin was his friend, and it's horrible, good, if you get what I mean. It's horrible to watch, but it's amazingly well done, and it's just like, he was my friend. And you're just like, no! And then he walks in. But we get this amazing shot because he looks at the ring, and then it just flicks back, and older Bilbo, and you just see him looking at the ring, and you get this alternate angle. You know how from Fellowship of the Ring, when Gandalf's banging on a door, and Thorin's no in there, and Bilbo's just like, go away! And it's like, do you not read this side? No admittance or something like that. And then Gandalf just goes, and what about very old friends? And then Bilbo just goes, Gandalf, and he opens the door. So you get to that from the opposite angle, like from Bilbo's side, and it's actually just, it's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, I did like just watching that one bit as from a different angle. It was just a bit of fun. I'm not gonna lie, I had fun with that. Yeah. So that was Hobbit Battle of Five Armies. Like I said, this is my favourite of the Hobbit trilogy, along with Desolation and Smile, those two are really close together. This is really emotionally impacting and it's very good, and I just had a blast watching it. It's sad that there's not going to be any more, but however, it is great that it left out a high note, which is also kind of depressing, because I think it left you with a good feeling, but then you realise, oh, there's not going to be any more, and then you get depressed. Unlike Star Wars Episode 3, it left you on a good note, but you're just like... No, that one's actually a bad example. Just it was something like the Blade trilogy. It's just like when the final film happened, and then you're just like, I was expecting an epic finale, stuff like that. It didn't give you away that, but it was still, it's quite depressing when you realise there's not going to be any more. But well, I said, I enjoyed this film. So as always, remember to like and subscribe. And I feel like asking you a question. Out of the characters that died, what ones did you really not want to die? And was there any characters that you wanted to die that never?